Alright guys, so today we're going to be looking at an updated build for Viessa. Viessa is a very strong descendant in a lot of different content. With her being a critical hit descendant, her skills typically hit like an absolute truck, and most things aren't left standing after you hit them. And this really lends itself well to playing out on the plains, just due to the high health pools on a lot of these enemies. But having said all that guys, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Alright guys, so like always, we're going to go ahead and start out with the weapons, and I would actually suggest you go ahead and run the Peacemaker on Viessa. The reason I like this is because of its high base move and sprint speed. So outside of that, the only thing you're really going to want to do on this weapon is slap on 3 sprint cores, that way you're moving around the battlefield exceptionally quick. Outside of that, don't really concern yourself with anything else on this weapon because you're not going to be shooting it. For secondary weapon, go ahead and slap on the Last Dagger. This is a gun that we put on a lot of different descendants because it does really good spike damage, and that's something that you will like to have out on the plains. When it comes to the rolls on this, go ahead and put chill attack, 2 firearm attack, 1 fire rate, and 1 rounds per mag core. When it comes to the roll down bottom, we're going to kind of build into the same thing. We're going to go with critical hit rate and damage, firearm attack, and a little bit of weak point damage. When it comes to the build on the weapon, this is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be building into the weapon's base attack. We're going to really be building into that critical hit rate and damage, as that's where this weapon really shines. Outside of that, we're going to add a little bit of fire rate, a little bit of weak point damage, some chill attack, and then we're going to finish it off with firing Fiesta for nice big burst windows. So when it comes to a reactor, this is what I would suggest you pick up, which is going to be a frozen singular reactor. Make sure the optimized condition is hand cannon because that's what you're going to be carrying most of the time when you're running around. Now, when it comes to the roll down bottom, I want to discuss the roll I have just a little bit. The roll I have on here is actually critical hit damage and singular skill power boost ratio. But realistically, you can get rid of that singular skill power boost ratio and toss on just a little bit more cooldown. At the end of the day, that's going to let you get off your abilities even more frequently and even allow you to try to get uptime on up to 2 blizzards if you're really lucky. So between the additional blizzards and your ability to spam your 3 more frequently, it's just going to make her feel that much better out on the plains. So while my reactor does show singular and skill critical hit damage, I would highly suggest you get rid of that singular and put on some cooldown reduction if you want to make this build feel even snappier out on the plains. Now for the components on this, I would actually go with the Hunter set, and I like this for 2 different reasons. One, it has cooldown, which means we can spam our abilities even more often, and that's something you're going to want to be doing. The other thing the set offers is a bunch of MP recovery, and that is going to help with the uptime on your skills. Viessa skills cost quite a bit of MP to use. That's the sort of the offset for them hitting as hard as they do. So you're going to want to have the ability to get as much MP back as you can at any given time. And the 4-piece set on here is going to help you with that and help you feel like you don't struggle with MP, so you can keep your skills up 100% of the time. When it comes to the cores and the rolls on this, I would get what I show on screen. You're going to want to get as much MP and MP recovery as you can on all of the rolls. And then for the cores, you're going to want to add the HP and the defense. This is just going to help make Viessa feel a little bit stronger and like she's got a little bit more survivability out on the plains. This is sort of a low HP build, but you are killing things so fast that typically it's not going to matter. So the first inversion we're going to be looking at is going to be Focus Boost. We do like this because it gets our cost down just a little bit more. Lowering our cost means we can spam our skills more because we have more resource to do it with. So this is something that's going to feel very good on Viessa. Selective Neurostimulation is just another quality of life here to make sure we're getting a little bit more MP back here and there. Between this and what we have on our build, you should not have MP issues, but again, you will be using a lot of skills. So there's always going to be that line that you're running, but this is going to make the build feel a little bit better and help you not feel like you're ever really worried about MP. Now the last thing we're going to put on here is going to be chill focus rounds, and we do like this because it is something that's going to help our Last Dagger feel better if we decide to use our Last Dagger when it comes to the bosses. Typically we can do enough skill spam that we're not really going to need this, and Viessa's skills hit so hard that they do a good job on some of these bosses. But if for whatever reason you decide to pull out your Last Dagger, this is going to help make it feel a little bit better. Now Deploy Resonance Device is one that I don't actually have selected right now, but it is one you could consider using. The only reason you would want to use this is if you're somebody who likes to use a lot of your Blizzard and you know for a fact that you don't plan on using your Last Dagger. If you know you don't plan on using your Last Dagger, you can consider swapping your chill focus rounds out to Deploy Resonance Device. And this is going to give your skills just a little bit more duration, which is going to allow things like your Blizzard to hang out on the map just a little bit longer. So for the Arche tuning tree, this is what we're going to go with. This is one of our most basic skill critical hit descendant trees that we have in the game. We do like this because it does give us just a little bit more damage across the board, and it's something that is very easy to build into, and we still do get one mutated cell. So in this situation, we're going to actually have chill cohesion. I do really like this tree, and it's something that we do put on a lot of skill critical hit descendants. So go ahead and put this on Viessa and give it a try and see what you think out on the plains. For the dog, we're going to go ahead and use the Hagios Sheepdog. Again, Viessa is just a little bit squishy in this build, so the Hagios Sheepdog is going to give you a little bit of utility by helping keep your HP topped up just a little bit. So definitely use the Hagios Sheepdog on this build. So when it comes to the actual build on Viessa, this is what we're going to be looking at. You can see here we're going to run an absolute zero build. One of the main reasons I like this is because it makes all of her skills singular, which means all of her skills benefit from a reactor. And I'm the kind of person that uses all of her skills when I play this kit, so this is just a win for me across the board. Outside of that, we put on most of the things you're going to see in a normal critical hit build, and that limits the amount of mods that you actually have to really use when it comes to ways to customize this build. So outside of the critical hit mods, we did put as much cooldown on here as we could. We finished it up with a little bit of range, and then we slap MP collector on here just to ensure that as we're killing enemies, we're getting our MP back, which means we can kill even more enemies. And then when it comes to the trigger mod, we're just slapping power beyond here. This is just a straight skill power bonus, and that's going to help her build out all the way across. So when it comes to playing Viessa, she's actually quite a bit of fun to play because she's more than a one-button descendant. So when you jump into battle, go ahead and pop your 2 to get your Frost Road up and running. You're going to want to keep this up all the time. Outside of that, start moving around the battlefield and look for packs of enemies. When you find large packs of enemies, go ahead and open up with your 3, and this will probably kill everything in front of you. While your 3 is on cooldown, if there are other random enemies around, go ahead and throw out some 1s. Your 1s are going to do really solid damage as well, so feel free to mix them in between your 3s while your 3 is on cooldown. Now on the plains, once you realize where enemies are going to be spawning from, go ahead and toss your blizzards down there. Try to keep those areas under blizzard just to spawn kill the enemies that come from those zones. Outside of that, it is very much just running around and spamming your 1s and your 3s to clear packs of enemies. Prioritize using your 3 on large groups of enemies or high health yellow bars. And that's basically everything you need to do when it comes to the general mobbing until the bosses show up. Now, once the bosses show up, the main thing you're going to want to do here is go ahead and put a blizzard down right on top of them. After that, go ahead and start hitting them with 1s and 3s. Just keep pounding them with damage and keep them under blizzard the entire time. If you do this successfully, you should burn out most of these bosses relatively quickly. Once the boss phases, just go ahead and rinse and repeat until you're done with that boss. Alright guys, and that's it. That's everything you need to know about Viessa and how to use her out on the plains. She is honestly very, very oppressive out there. Again, the biggest issue for her, in my view, is just the fact that her 4 and her 3 don't really have the range that some of our other large-scale mobbing descendants have. But if they did, she would probably be the best descendant in the game for general mobbing just because of the amount of damage she can do. And then if you added that range on there, it would make her basically unparalleled by anybody else. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you using Viessa out on the plains? And if so, what build are you using on her? Are you using something similar to what we use, or are you swapping some of these mods out to come up with different results? Also, if you enjoyed the content, consider liking and subscribing for more First Descendant content, as well as other game coverage in the future. And if you want to get to know me and the community a little bit more, consider coming over and watching us live here on YouTube or over on Twitch. We do stream 5 days a week, and we would absolutely love to get to know you. Having said all that, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.